Hi and welcome back to Garden Ninja. Now today's video guide is going to take you behind the scenes of one of my more recent designs. So let's head to the design studio. If you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the red button to subscribe today. Also click the bell for notifications. We'll have access to hundreds of garden design hints, tips and hacks from me, the Garden Ninja. And best of all, it's free. Now this design is one of those popular L-shaped gardens that you see with new builds, where you've got a rectangle that comes out from the house, seen on the right, but then dog's legs behind the garage, which is that big square rectangle in the top right-hand corner. Now the problem with L-shaped gardens is that new gardeners tend to get rather confused as to where to put things. More often than not, people just stick a pergola in the back corner or ram all the flower beds up against the edges, leaving loads of lawn in the middle and wondering why they never use the garden and it doesn't quite look right. With this design, what I've done is divide the garden into thirds. Now on the far right, that grey slate paving is next to the house, and that's the first third. So it's a large, generous patio that people can spill out from the house and sit there in the garden looking at the beautiful plants and the interest from that hexagonal pergola in the middle. This is really just a stopgap place where you can stay with a few friends for maybe half an hour or so. In the centre of the path leading to the middle third is a rill, which is a bank of water that you can put fish in or plants, or you could raise it up off the ground if you had children. But it acts as a focal point from the house to lead you out into the garden. On either side of the path, we've got these generous herbaceous perennial borders with some grasses, flowers and ground cover. So it already means that the first third of the garden has interest both with a water feature, generous paving and planting. I decided on this design to use really rich purples and pink colours to soften the garden, and by using a considered planting palette that repeats throughout the garden, as you can see now, you bring consistency to the design. Now moving on to that second third in the centre is a pergola, but not just any pergola. I've used frames to create this hexagonal, almost honeycomb shape for the main seating area. In the centre we've got a fire pit, and then on the top two frames you might notice those egg shapes. Now they're hanging egg chairs so that the homeowners can sit there in the evening looking at each other in the fire and have a catch up over a hard day's work. I've also incorporated screens to the first two segments of that frame to make sure that you feel really private. And last but not least, at the back of the garden, the final third is a rich wildflower herbaceous perennial border and another lawn. To the right you'll notice a small part of decking, which is where one or two people can sit in the evening and watch the stars. So my top tips for L-shaped gardens are to consider height, split the garden into thirds to make sure that you have three distinct zones: a relaxing zone, a place where you can barbecue and entertain, and somewhere for wildlife, because it will bring a much more diverse view to your garden than if you just have all the flower beds shoved round the outside. So there we have it, an L-shaped garden in under 3 minutes. Have you got gardening questions that you need answers for? Well, why not head over to the Garden Ninja forum on my blog, where you can ask me anything about gardens, plants and garden design. There's a whole army of other garden ninjas there that can help provide answers to your questions. It's a really great way to meet the other ninjas, so head over there now. If you've liked this video, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, where there are hundreds of garden design hints, tips and hacks to help you make your gardens awesome. And if you need more advice, head over to my website, gardenninja.co.uk, where there are thousands of articles and a lively online forum to help you make the most out of your space. Bye for now.